Hi there guys, so today I am continuing the phone box series and I've got episode 2 today, and as you can probably see from the title and what's in front of you right now, I'm going to do a video on the LG Viewty, and this particular one is a branded Vodafone device which was pay as you talk, pay as you go from back in the day. And it's also in the silver colour. I think this phone, typically the most popular colour was the black. I've actually got the box for this one. So yeah, 5 megapixel camera, speedy access to your favourite mobile internet sites. It's got a touchscreen, external and memory slot, Bluetooth and tri-band, so it works in America and Canada. So let me just get the box out of the way. We'll focus on the actual phone. We've got 3-inch screen, so it's quite small. Again, I think common theme with all these old phones are they're just tiny compared to now. So it just fits in my whole palm there. I can probably hide it. I mean, you can't see it, can you? They're tiny, but back then these were all the rage. It was a very popular phone. So yeah, 3-inch touchscreen on the front. You've got your cancel word button for when you type and you can just cancel the text. Answer phone, end phone, which also doubles up as a power on off button. Let's have a look. This slidey thing here is for the charger and the headphones. I think it was proprietary, so it came with its own charger and headphones, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a slidey kind of thing, so it opens and closes. It's got a little lanyardy bit there. Nothing on the bottom apart from a microphone. On this side, we've got a few things here. So it was quite camera focused, this device, when it was released. So we've got the slider for camera. When you click that button there, you can pop it in the middle for video, or on the right hand side to view your media when you press that button. So it's kind of multifunctional. And then you've just got your lock unlock. Obviously camera button there, which corresponds to whichever setting you've got this bit on. And then on the back, it does actually look like a little digital camera, really, doesn't it? Yeah, ISO 800, DivX, LG camera, 5 megapixels with your big LED flash up there. So this one was released in, well, it was announced in August 2007, but released, I believe, in Europe in October 2007. It weighs 112 grams, so it's pretty light compared to nowadays when we've got massive, really heavy glass phones and titanium and stainless steel and everything. This is just, yeah, quite light in the hand. So one thing to mention about this phone is, yeah, it's touchscreen, but it's a different type that we don't commonly have anymore. This one's a resistive touchscreen and not a capacitive, and what I mean by that is, say if we unlock the phone now, I might just want to turn the brightness down because that is quite bright. Let me just display brightness. Let's turn it down a bit so you can actually see what's going on. So essentially what I mean by it being resistive is, for example, an iPhone or most other touchscreen phone, they would be touchscreen if you just touch something, it would work. However, this actually requires a bit of pressure for anything that you touch to work because it's resistive, like the old school type of touchscreens. I think, for example, the BlackBerry Storm was resistive as well. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I want to click on to make a text to someone. Touching that icon isn't doing anything, but if I actually physically press down like I'm going to now, then it works. So it just requires a little bit of pressure for it to work. Yeah. So that's how that one works. And that's why with these types of phones, people used to quite literally have lanyards with a stylus on because it was pressure sensitive. So you could sit with your little stylus and tap it out because it's a bit more accurate. So yeah, it's got a 3-inch resistive touchscreen, which was 155 ppi. Obviously not the clearest, most up-to-date screen at all because it's a phone from 2007, so what can you expect? But, I mean, it's still visible. You can still see everything. Yeah, I've probably already mentioned, but it had 5 megapixel camera on the back. I forgot to mention hardware-wise as well, it's got this little thing here, which you can use to scroll through the menus, as well as zoom in and out of pictures and video. So what I mean by that, for example, if I was on the settings, so instead of touching the screen, I can just, and all I'm doing is that, and it'll move through the menu. So that was quite cool. You didn't actually have to touch the screen for that if you didn't want to. And then, yeah, if you just press and hold, it'll just scroll through the whole thing. Ooh, I might do some touchpad calibration. I forgot all about this. When you have resistive touch screens, you can recalibrate because they might not be as accurate. So I'm going to use a pen to do this. But yeah, I remember this being a thing on the LG phone. So just touch the center of the blinking cross. Let me just do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. And I want to save that calibration. So now it should just be a bit more up to date and accurate. I hope I'm not a pen on the screen. Doesn't really particularly matter if I have or not, but yeah. As you can see as well, it does have a front facing camera for sort of video calls and things like that. That is just a VGA resolution on that camera at the front. In terms of battery life and battery, obviously with the older school phones, you could actually take the back off and swap out the batteries, which was always nice. So yeah, if you press this button at the top, the back does just flip off. There we go. And then we've got an LG battery, which is 1000 milliamp hours there. I do miss LG phones. I wish they still made them in Europe because I know they don't anymore. I think they stopped about 3 to 5 years ago, but we did have some iconic LG phones around that time. I'm thinking of this Viewty, for example, the LG Cookie, the LG Prada. There were so many good LG phones out and about, and it is a shame that they don't make phones anymore. So at the time, this phone was very popular. Most people had the black one, like I've said. If you think about the sort of time this was released in 2007, the original iPhone 2G would have just come out. Compared to that, this was pretty good in terms of specs. Like, this had the 5 megapixel camera, and it had the zoom, and it had the flash. I don't even think the original iPhone did video, never mind all the rest of it that this one does. So I think in comparison, this was a pretty decent phone to get, and it was a fraction of the price as well. Let's take a scroll through the menus and have a look at what this phone actually had to offer. So you just press the unlock key to unlock. Then you can choose whether to have this on the home screen or not. I know my literal hands are taking up room on this screen because it's so small. You could literally have the front screen in one of two ways. Either the way that it is now with a few little quick settings, or if it lets me swipe, yeah, or like with a few little widgets on the front. I think basically you've just got your time and that's it. I'm not quite sure how else you customize that. I don't think you can. But yeah, one of two options, that or the options, quick options menu like that. Now, if we do go into the menus, at the top, we've got your phone. So it's dialing, contacts, calls and messaging. Next one down from that, you've got media. So you've got music station. That's some sort of Vodafone branded thing. Mobile TV, camera, radio, music, blogger and files. One down from that, more sort of admin bits. You've got the movie studio. I'm guessing that's some sort of movie editor, video editor. You've got alarms, organizer, tools, memo, voice recorder and a Vodafone SIM bit. Then you've got your phone settings. So you've got display, profiles, phone settings, call settings, flight mode and Bluetooth. So quite limited. There's not too much there, to be honest. But that's just a few little bits. I'll move on to this side bit and show you more on this. So at the minute, that's on the far left, which is the camera mode. So if I click this button here, it's going to bring up the camera. And let's do a quick test. That is the result. Not too shabby. I mean, for the time, pretty decent. 2007 this was. So that's that. Back to the camera mode. If you do it in the middle, it'll switch it to video mode. It'll just quickly move on to that. So again, we'll start recording. I think back in the day, this was probably some really good technology, but compared to now, interesting. Yeah, so that's on that one. Not the best, not the worst. And then if you're at the home and you slide to the very far right, and you click on the camera button, that'll just show all of your media. For example, just a picture of my dog. So yeah, that's that one. So that kind of concludes episode 2 of the phone box. I was just taking you around the LG Viewty here. KU990i this one was. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you ever had this phone, and if you did, which colour did you have it in? Also, let me know if there's any retro sort of phone that you want to see in this series, and I'll see if I can source it and do a video on it. But yeah, that was everything for this one, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.